Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, don't be scared of this trick, especially on Halloween. Bitcoin holders, hopefully you are doing well tonight. Let's talk about what happened today. Why did markets crash today? Why did Bitcoin go down today? On the very last day of the month. But is there hope? And is this something we should be worried about? Well, let me explain and let me shed some light on everything. All right, let's do it. Welcome, 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 guys. All right, so right now we're a little bit under 70,000, and you could see this morning we started out the day around 72, and then things got progressively worse as we went to 71 and 70, and now we're a little bit below 70, right? So what happened today overall? Well, several things, but mostly it's due to this. Today was just not a good day for tech. You look at Dow Jones wasn't bad, but S&P was bad. NASDAQ was really bad. And it was just driven by a lot of bad earnings and it was just like a bad tech day overall. You had some big companies have the worst day in a very long time. Microsoft went down 6%. For a company like Microsoft, they don't ever go down 6%. Really, you know, people didn't like their quarterly. You have Nvidia going down like 5%. You really don't see that. You have someone like Robinhood, who reported yesterday, go down a staggering 17%. And Coinbase go down a staggering 15%. Right? So overall, today was just a lot of people got spooked, a lot of panic selling. That's basically what happened, right? Kind of like a lot of people just got lettuce hands, got fuddish, and just started selling off everything, right? But does that mean things are over? Does that mean that, oh my God, everything has gone to hell? No, it does not. But another reason why this happened, and I explained this morning, is, you know, recently we've been looking at all these short squeezes, but this was also done, I believe, intentionally to wipe out the longs, because recently, I think a lot of people got too greedy and went the long side, and this was also done intentionally to wipe out the longs. And unfortunately, $500 million worth of longs got liquidated today. That shows you how greedy people got. Way too many people got greedy and put up some massive longs going upwards. And today was a day to just really wipe them out. Unfortunately, it's not to wipe out the shorts on the upside, it's to wipe out the longs on the downside. And you could see from this heat map, that's exactly what the bears did today. It was, you know, it was one of the main reasons why Bitcoin also went down so much. Not only from just Wall Street and retail investors panic selling, but it was also, you know, quite intentional to drive out all the longs to where we are now, right? So unfortunately, it was to the wrong side. That was also, I believe, one of the big reasons why we fell down, to kind of just drive out the longs, right? But here's the thing. This is why I titled, Don't Be Scared of This Trick, right? Even though it seems like we're in a really bad spot, right? Like, it seems like it's all doom and gloom today. Everything has gone to hell, and we're at 69.7, and it seems like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing ever. I like to remind you guys, this is why I have this pulled up. I like to remind you guys, and I'm going to refresh this. Okay, so this can't be disputed. Even at our current level, October is up double digits in the green at nearly 11%. We are not negative 10%. We're not negative 50%. We are closing out the month at plus 11%, which is better than the plus 7% that we closed out in September. Yeah, it's not as good as the plus 13% of this morning or the plus 14%, okay? But still, we're closing out in plus 11%, even though we're already in November. So I guess this is according to like Asian times, I guess, right? But still, those of us in the US, we're not in November yet. We're in October. But just to kind of re-emphasize this point for a lot of people that like to spread bearishness, like to spread FUD, like to spread gloom and doom, like, oh my God, all of October have been wiped out and now we're going back. No, I think a lot of people forgot that we start October horribly. And for most of May, June, July, August, September, we were hovering in the 50s and 60s, right? So no, we didn't lose it, but unfortunately, yes, we lost some of our 72, 73 gains, right? But we will get back up there. Today was just a bad day, and it was also a day to liquidate the longs. That was really it. But why is this being done right now? Why now? Why before November? That's the key thing. You know what? This also happened the last two times, in 2020 and 2016. 5 days, 6 days before election, we saw the same thing happen. This de-risking, right? I don't know why there's a de-risking, but you saw the same thing happen, right? Maybe people wanted to just take some money off the table just in case, right? Maybe they want some cash on the side just in case something goes wrong or the other candidate that they don't like gets elected. But both times, what happened to the market? It started skyrocketing afterwards, and the price went on and never retested lows afterwards. So we actually saw the same thing happen the last two times in 2020 and 2016. We saw the same thing happen. So this probably was done also because of this, intentionally, due to several reasons. And it could be also why the broader market kind of sucked today too, right? Besides tech selling off, but overall today was just a bad day because next week is the big week. Next week is elections. We are going to get a new president, right? So this week, this is the last day of the month, could be due to that, right? So anyways, so I do not definitely think today is what? Cause for panic. You guys know this, okay? Today was a small blip in the road. All of you guys that have been watching for years or months at least, you guys know we will get through it. This is nothing. There should be no panic at $70,000. There should be none at $70 freaking thousand. How could anyone be panicking at $70,000 Bitcoin? Just take a second to think about that. Zero panic at 70,000 Bitcoin, okay? So just stop it. Just stop it if you are. And by the way, today is the 16th anniversary of Bitcoin Whitepaper. And guess who wished happy birthday. One of the candidates, the leading candidate, Donald J. Trump, tweeted this out today. "I'd like to wish our great Bitcoiners a happy 16th anniversary." That's nice. That's nice of him. And also, someone like Scottie Pippen. I don't know why. He just did. You just have random people that are tweeting about Bitcoin. The more attention we get, the better it is, right? Overall, that's pretty darn good. But what's better is the non-lettuce hands, the people that are actually holding and buying and DCAing, right? The ones that truly believe, the ones that are not panicking at 70,000 Bitcoin, the ones that are dollar cost averaging, preparing for the future, knowing that all-time high is just around the corner, that's even better. Because, you know why? Larry Fink and BlackRock, they're not worried. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, they're not worried. The large whales, they're not worried. They are all going to continue to load up, while the retail lettuce hands, they're the ones that are worried and they're just going to keep on selling, right? So here's an example. A whale bought 780 million at an average price of 67,000 since March 14th. Unrealized profit of 42 million. That's a whole lot. That's nearing $1 billion. That's a huge, huge amount. Who knows what billionaire that belongs to, right? I mean, just a whole lot. Speaking of ETFs, we don't know the official numbers yet, but again, IBIT, in terms of their volume, is just explosive. IBIT, I mean, just look at that. IBIT has more volume than all the other ETFs combined, and it's not even close. Even if you combine all of them, IBIT is still more than double. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because today was a massive outflow from all the other ETFs, minus 272 million, without counting BlackRock. But yesterday, BlackRock surprised everyone. This whole week, BlackRock's been surprising everyone, because yesterday alone, BlackRock took in 872 million. The day before, 640, right? So even though today is a very, very bad day, it would be quite surprising if tomorrow we see another massive inflow into BlackRock. It would not surprise me, but if they did, that would be absolutely huge. So we'll see. We'll see. What? Did someone send a super chat? Yeah, you know, first of all, guys, don't ask me questions like, should I sell all my alts for Bitcoin? I'm not your financial advisor. I can't answer those questions. You have to decide that, okay? And second of all, you guys should really hold your super chats and questions until Q&A. Otherwise, they will disappear. All right, moving on. MicroStrategy bought Bitcoin in every quarter since Q3 of 2020. Like I said, MicroStrategy is not going to stop. Michael Saylor is not going to stop. BlackRock's not going to stop. No one is going to stop. Even though lettuce hands may sell, these big boys are not going to stop. So don't sell to these guys. They have enough. We don't want, I mean, as much as everyone loves Saylor, do we really want Saylor to control a large supply of Bitcoin also? I mean, we all love to hate Larry Fink and BlackRock. No one wants him to have like an enormous amount of supply. But if we're really following the ethos of Bitcoin and decentralization of Bitcoin, if that's the case, do we really want Saylor and MicroStrategy to hold a huge amount of Bitcoin too? No, right? But, you know, he's part of that game now, right? Of accumulating massive amount of Bitcoin. One centralized entity holding large amounts of Bitcoin. In the near term, it's great. It's going to cause a supply shock. It's going to cause all of us holders to benefit because of the supply shock. But long term, not so good. Not so good. That's why we don't want to sell to these guys. And our giant couple and handle that we're in, still in play. We haven't broken out of it. It hasn't been invalidated. We are still in play. So do not forget that. And the last thing I'll show you is this. The global liquidity is still on the rise. It's going to continue this year into next year. Economies are slowing down. What does that mean? The money's going to start flowing, either with rate cuts or liquidity injections or a combination of both. And that, when that happens, good things happen to investments and markets and everything else. So, stay strong, my friends. Stay strong, my friends. All right. That's pretty much it. I don't have a drink with me. I forgot to bring my drink. All right, let's do some Q&A. Sun God. Dude, Saylor plans to donate wealthy to humanity. Need to understand the difference between Saylor and Fink. You know what? Everyone says that. I'm not saying that he's a bad guy, but Gates says he's going to donate to humanity. Do you trust Gates? I mean, a lot of people say Zuckerberg says he's going to donate to humanity. A lot of people say that, okay? But how much? And do you really trust them? And anyways, again, following the ethos of Bitcoin, it's supposed to be decentralized, which means that no entity should be holding large amounts. In theory, of course, we know that's not true. Scrolling up, Colm Hampton bought the dip. They're not shaking me out, so that's good. Dan Coldty Code. I answer your question. I can't answer whether or not you should switch to Bitcoin. You have to make that decision yourself. Paul Michael Mike Calais, new member. David Robertson, what are your thoughts on the stock market meme coins like SPX 6900, MTS? Okay. Do you view stock market would fully recover or move over to tokenization and live in a blockchain? Not for a very, very long time, if ever. Eventually some will, but the entire thing to a blockchain, yeah, not for a very, 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 very long time. And I don't even know what a stock market meme coins is. SPX 6900, MSTR 2100, are they actually real meme coins? Because if they are actually the worst named meme coins ever. I mean, I don't even know why you would name meme coins like that. Thoughts on Mutable getting a Wells note for SEC? I didn't even hear that. I mean, I don't really have any thoughts. SEC could be throwing Wells notice everywhere. Wells notice usually means that they could sue does not mean they actually will. And what's annoying by it is they don't really tell you what to fix. They send one to Uniswap. They send one to OpenSea. I forgot what other project they sent it to, but they haven't taken action yet. So the annoying thing is they don't actually know. So I don't know if they actually do sue Immutable, it could turn into a very long, prolonged, multi-year thing, which would suck. But yeah, I don't actually know if it's going to turn into something. It would suck if it actually turns into a lawsuit. But then again, a lot of these projects, they just settle really quick. They might not do like what Ripple did and do like a 3-year thing. A lot of them, sometimes just settle. Do I have a nuclear fallout shelter? No, I do not. If you think about it, why would you want to be living in a nuclear fallout shelter? Just say you build one and you could live in there for a year, but everyone else have died. Do you really want to be in there? Even after you survive in a year or 2 years or 5 years, what's the point? What's the point of living? Like, eventually you come out, everyone's dead, everything society and everything is dead. Do you really want to be the lone person that's alive? How miserable would you be? Liquid Finance is now number 2 on Cardano. BTC liquidity coming in a few months. It's early. Are you rooting for Liquid Finance, or are you rooting for Cardano? I don't know. Or both? Great. Notice when Tether turns green, the market follows. Tether is not supposed to turn green or red. When it deep pegs like this, it's not a good thing. It's not supposed to deep peg. Usually when there's like massive panic, there's a little bit of deep peg, but this is like, 0.0012, so it's not bad. But like if it's off by like a penny or something, then you have problems. But I mean, this is just like fractional off. But yeah, that really doesn't, that's not really concerning. So I'm sure there are some good, humanitarians. I'm sure there are some good ones. I'm not trying to say Sailor isn't one of them, but there are a lot of people that pretend they are. But yeah, I like to think there are some good people out there, that they're not just faking it for just tax reasons and stuff. But just don't know sometimes. Like this one right here, this headline, right? Like Mr. Beast. Like Mr. Beast, I don't know if this one's true. Mr. Beast seems like genuinely like he's a good guy. Like he likes to help people. He has done a lot of videos where he has like, build wells in Africa, given shoes to African children. He has done surgeries for people to, like he seems like he's done a lot of good, right? But then there's like rumors like this where, supposedly he has wallets that's been involved with pump and dumps and stuff, and he's made millions off of it. I don't know. Is that true? Not true? It's just kind of, kind of hard to tell sometimes. Philip, appreciate that. Rich, appreciate it. Decentralized science, it helps people. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Man, there are a lot of lettuce hands right now. Too many lettuce hands. Too many that are just like panicking right now. There's like zero reason to be panicking, but there's too many panickers right now. Jose, which crypto narrative are you most bullish on? I don't really have a narrative. I just know that like my conviction in Bitcoin went up like 100-fold after I learned about how money is around the world. And I'm no like, what do you call it? No scholar, I guess, right? Like there are people that know money way, 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 way more than me. I know the basics, but even if you just know the basics, know how money operates, how our government operates, how we continue to rack up debt, how as a country we are broke, and how we sustain ourselves is by borrowing more money, which is issuing bonds, and we jack up taxes, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and print money. We have a money printer, so that's not sustainable. We are broke as a country. We think we're, high and mighty, but we are 100% broke. So the US dollar is completely worthless because it is something that we can print infinitely of, and we will continue to do that. And as a country, we will never repay our debts. And if one day we cannot borrow more money, meaning that if other countries no longer want to buy our bonds, everything crashes to zero. Everything's built on a house of cards. It's really that simple. If you break it down, that's it. That's it. I mean, there's a lot of complex stuff, I know, but if you boil it down, that's it. A lot of people talk about bond market collapsing. The bond market is just a way for our country to borrow money. And we pay over $1 trillion in interest. And that's just interest payments. How do we pay interest payments? By borrowing more money to pay those interest payments. By issuing more bonds just to pay the interest payments. It's unsustainable. It's like having credit card debts that continue to go up and opening up more credit cards to pay for your existing credit card debt, and opening up more credit cards to pay for those debts and opening up more credit cards to pay for those debts. It's exactly what we're doing. And thinking that that will somehow be okay. And that's why my faith and conviction on Bitcoin went up like 100-fold after I understood that concept. Before, I didn't. In previous cycles, I didn't believe that. I just believed in a 4-year cycle. I believe that, you know, if you follow a 4-year cycle, you follow the metrics and you follow the fundamentals, Bitcoins will go up. But after I learned how money works, how our country works, and I'm talking about the US, but really it's every country, you know, it operates the same way. Every country on the planet operates the same way now. But after I kind of understood that concept, I'm like, man, this is why Bitcoin is so different and why it's so valuable. What's your thoughts on StarkNet? I don't really have any thoughts on StarkNet. I don't know. When they debuted, it was like, you know, kind of hyped up. Now no one talks about them, so I don't really have any thoughts. Did I see the CZ video and your thoughts? I saw parts of the interview at Binance conference. Is there anything you're referencing? A lot of people asked about a lot of random stuff. Anything in particular you want to talk about? The one who cares. Long story short, my 100x got liquidated. I told you don't do 100x. I told you not to do 100x. Man, right before my stream, we were like 70,400. And then when I started streaming, it was like 69,700. And now it's like 68.9. It's just like endless lettuce hands that are just like selling, 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 or endless like longs being liquidated right now. Let me bring it up. Where is it? It's right here. Let me refresh. Yeah, there's a lot of walls here, but they're like light walls. They're not like big walls. It's like very little. Like 4 million here, 4 million here, 5 million, 4 million. I mean, they're not like giant walls. The giant walls like this was like 16 million, 15 million, 12 million, 12 million. They were all gone already. These are like small walls. It's just like lettuce hands, I think, selling right now. Why do people keep saying we're in a bull run when this keeps happening? Because we are in a bull run. Because we still ended November in plus 11%. That's why. No matter how bad it seems, we had 2 consecutive green months. Plus 7% in September, plus 11% in October. And that's more than plus 18%. Compounded, that's more than 20%. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you look at this, is there any year where it's only green? I mean, I think it's important for people to realize that no matter how bullish a year is, in any bull run, in any parabolic bull runs, there's red. There's no year where it's just like all green, nothing but green, and it's only green. There's 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 going to be red, right? But yeah. So far this year actually has been pretty good. January green, February green, March green, April we had a red month, May green, June red, July green, August red, September green, October green, November we didn't start yet, tomorrow, and then December, right? So this year actually not bad. How far are we from all-time high? Not that far off. So, you know, it's not that bad. Um, I could see how alts, a lot of people that are really crying right now are the only alt holders, the non-Bitcoin holders. A lot of people that don't hold any Bitcoin are really suffering because all Bitcoin dominance keeps going up. So I could see why a lot of people are still very, very bearish because the alts continue to bleed out and not recover. This is why I've said 50, 25, 25 rule, right? You got to have a good amount of Bitcoin in your portfolio. A lot of people choose to ignore that, choose to just go heavy into alts or only alts. And, unfortunately, during periods where Bitcoin does well or it holds better than alts, this is what happens. Imagine seeing Bitcoin go from 16K to 73K and thinking it's a bear market. I mean, I try to make this point even before Bitcoin started going up. I try to make this point and, it goes on deaf ears, but, I'll show it again. Like, I think people forgot that just like last month, not even last month, weeks ago, we were still down here. Do people forget that we were 60,000, you know? Beginning of October, we were 60,000, 62,000. Do people forget that we were having trouble breaking above 63,000? Did people forget that? People forgot that we, hit 52,000 in September. We hit 49,000 in August. Remember those days, guys? I was streaming these days. Forget those days, guys. Those days were not that long ago. So yeah, I'd say we've been doing pretty well since those days. Since September to now, I would say we've done pretty well. So yeah, I'd say we've been going up. 69,000 where we are now, and we were just 70,000 like 10 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago. We're only 3,000, 4,000 points from all-time high. So again, not time to be panicking. Not time to be turning ultra bear. This is not time for that. Look at that giant cup and handle. 3 years in the making. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's see. Today was a brutal day for a lot of stocks. Microsoft, Nvidia, Robinhood, Coinbase. MicroStrategy went down. Didn't go down that much. But I'm hoping a lot of these tech stocks recover tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of November. It's a Friday. You know, hopefully they recover a little bit. Surge. Thanks for noticing. I have been. I've been working very hard, dieting and working out. The Feezy says, remember at 73K, I was spamming this chat. Make sure you take profits. You all remember that. Now you learned your lesson. Next time, listen. You know, the funny thing is, the Feezy, I'm looking at our channel activity, and in there, I do not see you spamming that or saying that. And I'm looking through this. I don't see you saying that. In all these videos, I don't see you saying that. So I don't know if you're just trying to sound smart. I don't know. I could see your chat, but it doesn't say it. Well, to be fair, it only lists like 3 things from every chat. So maybe that's why. It only says 3. Anyways, I know you're a regular. If you did say it, congrats. Anyways, we'll get back up there, guys. We'll get back up there. Not time to be panicking. All right. I think it's time. It's time to end it. Go eat your kids' candy and pass out. Get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a good day. Knock on wood. But yeah, join in tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Today was a bad, broader market overall, and today was a really good day at White Beyond the Longs. We'll see what happened tomorrow. But overall, the theme of tonight is don't be scared of this trick. And that trick is don't fall for the FUD. There's a lot of it tonight. I could tell. We still had a great October. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We are still ending in double-digit gains. That's right. The data does not lie. So do not fall for the FUD. Stay strong. Stay focused. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And is it Touche or Touche? Appreciate that. I do. All right. Have a good one. Take care. Good night.